Okay, so hi everybody. This is John Lawson. I'm in my fitting studio in Paris, France, or just outside Paris in France. And I'd like to give you a little tour of my workplace now. Before I started club fitting and working on biomechanics with golf clubs, I was a tour pro. I was playing pro. Turned pro in 1989, way back when. And I was a tour pro for 16 years. I pretty much gave that up in 2002 and went straight into custom club fitting with basically the materials they had at that stage, which were few and far between. We didn't have any really adaptable golf clubs. We had obviously the usual sort of lengths and lies you could get through ping, but nothing you could unscrew and change shafts or interchange shafts like we have now, obviously. And basically my work has evolved with the fitting systems that have come out and the different systems which you use now to analyze all the club data and all the ball data. So basically in this fitting studio, I've been in here now for the last 2 years. This is my own fitting studio. I used to work for a shop, just as a club fitter, and since 2 years now, I've been on my own in my own fitting studio, and I got 330 square meters in here. I have no idea what that is in feet, but it's big. It's actually too big, I couldn't find anything with as much room under the roof that I needed to be able to swing drivers in. Not near Paris. So it's very hard to find these sort of big, what's the word in English? I'm thinking in French. These big sort of factory-like houses, as you were. So this is basically the biggest I could find closest to Paris. So I think Doc would like me to give you a little bit of a tour around here. So I don't know what you can see from this side, but I'm going to have a wander around here. I actually might just reverse the camera. That would probably be easier. Let's see if I can do that. Yep. Let's reverse that round. You can see the back. This is basically the entry. You can just come in through here, and you got the waiting area, because people sit down and wait to come into the fitting part of things. All the clubs around here, so I'm basically working with most of the brands now, from Wilson, Mizuno, Titleist, Cobra, Ping, TaylorMade, and Callaway, and Honda. There's some Idel down there as well. Then you have all my driver and wood shafts, which are all on universal adapters now, so I can put those on any head, which makes life a whole lot easier. Been doing a lot of work with TPT, or a Swiss brand of shafts now, who do all sorts of different weights and torques. Also do a lot of work with Acra and Project X. This is in the fitting zone now, so obviously got TrackMan down here. I also have a gear system, which you can see the 8 cameras, which are around the fitting bay, all around here. And you have the gears, which is right on the TV there. Different. This is the Wright Balance bit. I've got all the different grip sizes you can imagine here, from basically junior up to lady with 1 layer of tape, 2 layers of tape, 3 layers of tape, 4 layers of tape. And I go into the men's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of tape, then into mid-size 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of tape, into jumbo 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of tape. And I got a few jumbo maxes in there as well. So there's a lot of work on grip size and a lot of use. Been using Wright Balance for that for the last, I don't know how long now. Must be maybe 3 years. I don't know, David. Is that 3 years we've been doing this now?
Yeah, we were together at the Ritz-Carlton, I believe, John, first time.
Yep.
In Orlando. That's where you were trained originally, certified.
That's right. Actually, Facebook actually flashed something up today saying it's been 2 years today since you were here in Paris.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had a great time there, John. You're a great host.
That was good fun. Really good fun. I'm just going to keep wandering over here. So you can see on the floor, everything's putting mat. So all the floor is well putting mat. So there's basically 250 square meters of putting mats on the floor, which took us 5 days to put down. And that's something I will never do again, ever. You got the second fitting bay here as well, which basically I use as a warm-up area. There's a bit of mess in here. I've just finished my day of fitting in here. So you got another wall of shafts there as well.
John, excuse me.
Yeah.
I want to interrupt you because I don't want any misunderstanding. The well mat is a good putting mat. It's just the labor is what you're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they sent me 12 rolls of 12 meters squared mat.
Yeah.
And we had to glue that stuff down. So, and you can see on the floor here, there's lines everywhere.
Right.
We had to line all the lines up.
Oh.
It's just, I mean, I can't believe how hard this thing was. It was it was unreal. It just took hours.
I've heard some very good things about well mat or well putt. So
yeah, well putt are really, really good. It's, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as good as it gets. Actually, I'm just going to take you over here to where to do the putting stuff. I mean, all the floors well putt. You can see here as well that I have a putting platform here. I'm just going to actually, I'll move around this way. Got some more clubs. Just when you think this place is finished, there's more of it. Let's go around here into this putting area here, and you got this this putting platform now. So I have Capto and I have Samput Lab in here, and this putting platform, well Putt made this one for me, and you can move it up and down, sides to side. You can move 3 degrees up and down, and 3 degrees left to right. They're going to be making a new one now, which will be coming in soon, which will be moving all over the place as well, which we could use as well. I think if they have some sort of system like Putt View, so you can see the different lines on the ground as well. So do all my putter fitting in here. Do a lot of work with David Adele with his fitting system, and I have pretty much all the brands in here as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on down here as well. I'd love to do more putter fitting actually, but this is probably only about 5% of my club fitting basically. It's probably 45% drivers and 45% of irons and wedges, I think. So it's more to do with all of that than putting, unfortunately. I'm not going to take you upstairs because that's where the workshop is, and that is just a war zone up there right now. It's there is stuff everywhere. It's coming into Christmas, so basically everyone's been ordering their golf clubs, and I've got to check them all. So every time a club comes in here, I'll be checking everything for loft and lie and length and swing weight and the whole ball game. So back in here again. As I was saying, do a lot of right balance work in here. I do all my measurements here. I've got all the stuff up on the wall for measuring as the bars and the shoulder width and torso width measurements. And you have the calipers here as well with the elastic. Obviously the thing for measuring the tape for measuring the stance widths and rulers all over the place. I've got these sort of things lying around everywhere for people who are coming in doing their stance width work. This is a biggie. Use this every day for basically changing grip size when I'm doing fitting. And obviously the poster, which had to explain all this stuff to everybody. So all of this is lying around everywhere. Sorry for the mess. But yeah, this is pretty much what I do in here. There's did a lot of training sessions as well. Basically either using gears and bioswing dynamics and Wright Balance. Did some Wright Balance stuff yesterday actually at the French Federation. Measured 8 students yesterday. Let's turn this round on me again. I think I'm actually running out of battery. See if this works. So that's I was just saying to you earlier, David, about how fitting. I mean, what's great, I've been able to do this with the French Federation this year, is being able to do all the right balance measurements before fitting. And so being able to measure all the kids I've been working with before the fitting is it just makes life so much easier. You pretty much know how they're going to swing before they even pick the golf club up. After all the measurements, all the power angle stuff, just getting them into a correct posture, what sort of ground reaction forces they're going to be using. And when I get these on gears, this is pretty much what I'm getting. So it's everything sort of links in together, which is great.
That is great. That's the first time we've discussed that, John. Yeah, that's nice to hear. So you're getting validation of the measurements.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I'd love to be able to do that for every fitting. Do the measurements before. I mean, the problem is obviously time. If I've only had 2 people a day, that would be perfect. I just do 2 fittings a day, and we can do all the measurements, do all the planking and express exercises, and then get them into posture and then fit. I mean, that would just be ideal. But I mean, that's a time thing.
Right. And I think down the road, ideally, we're having, I think I discussed with you, we are now, our IT people are working on photo analysis. So if a student could have their photo taken before they got to you, you'd already have all of that information. So hopefully we'll have that by this time next year.
Yeah. I mean, what was great, I was using the app yesterday.
Oh, good.
And that's so much quicker.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, just enter everything straight in there. You don't need to be wandering around, sort of going back and forth from the computer. Just everything straight onto the telephone. The results come in, I think it's pretty much 10 seconds, not even that.
Right.
So you got this result straight back to you, straight back onto the ruler, and off you go. So, I mean, it was really good with the app.
Good. That's good to hear. John, what are your plans there for the future? Busier and busier? What do you foresee? We're in the middle of this pandemic. We haven't even talked about that. That's impacted France as obviously as it is all over Europe and the U.S. and Asia. So, are you still on lockdown there?
No, we've just unlocked again.
Okay.
We've been locked down, I think, for 2.5 months this year, all told. We had, I think, a month and a half for sort of April, May, and then we had all of November off. And they've sort of unlocked us for December. I got a funny feeling, unfortunately, I'm going to be locked down again in January, but it's sort of bouncing backwards and forwards. So this month is just going to be non-stop. Because obviously if I don't work now and I'm not going to be working in January, that's going to be not good. So This month's just going to be hectic. But what I'd love to do is actually pretty much do what I was saying earlier on. That's taking more time, doing all the measurements before the fitting, talking more about posture, not so much technical stuff, not so much swing, but just maybe getting them into a posture which makes sense from the measurements we're getting, which is obviously going to change shaft length, lie angle. I'm not even going to go into grip size because, I mean, that's just huge.
Right.
But it just changes everything.
Well, John, I really appreciate it. What you taking the time? What is it? What time is it there now? You're in the evening.
Yep, it's 9 hours in front of you, so I presume it's around about 7 o'clock. About 7 o'clock in the evening here. So.
Okay. Well, it's great to see you. Wonderful having you on. I appreciate you taking the time and all of your support over these last few years. So keep up the great work. You have a beautiful facility, by the way. That's my first
Thank you.
all the measurement systems you have and your ability to take an individual and put them in a right set of clubs. So important. When you start to talk about posture, you're talking about things most club fitters that I've been around don't consider. They look at a golf swing and they'll fit to whatever's there rather than what the body presents. So
Well, it makes so much more sense. If we could do that, I mean, it's just so logical, isn't it? I mean, it's
Well, I'd say you're on the cutting edge of club fitting, right where you are now. Great facility. We wish you all the best. And if there's anything we can do from this end, just let us know. Be safe and take care.
Thank you, David. Thank you for your support. It's always great to talk to you. It's if ever I have a question, I know you're always there and you always answer. So thank you. Thanks for getting in touch.